I'm going to share with you some quick tips on how to get the most out of some of your Thieves household products. So one key thing, if you're going to start with any Thieves product, I would start with the Thieves household cleaner because you can use it on any surface. It's great for just about any cleaning recipe that you're going to use. And it's completely safe for the whole family. I even use it to wipe down my daughter's high chair tray without rinsing it and washing it first. I just spritz it down, wipe it dry. So it's a very safe cleaner. So that's one reason I really like it. But if you're wanting to make your dish soap, Young Living has a dish soap and it comes just like this. But I find if I just pour it in, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of product. And Young Living works really hard to give us really good products and they're uber concentrated. So what I feel like is, why would I not get the most out of every product that I'm using? So what I like to do is to make it into a foaming Thieves dish soap. And so then I'll just put a couple of pumps on a sponge or a cleaning brush or even directly on the dish, and then I use a lot less. So what I do, I start with a little foaming pump bottle, something like this. If you want to reduce, reuse, recycle, you can take your Thieves foaming hand soap pump bottle, say that 3 times fast, and after it's empty, you don't even need to rinse it out. Just do this same recipe in that bottle. So what I do is I take, you can see I've already made one batch and now we've run out again, but I take about 1/4 of a bottle of the dish soap. So I'm going to do that real quick and just pour that into the bottom. Let's see. Do a little bit more. So it's going to look about like this when you're done, okay? Then I take my Thieves household cleaner and I take 1 capful, okay? Steady hands. And it's not up to the brim, okay? I can't tip that for you or I'm going to spill it everywhere, but I would say it came up just, right below the brim, enough so that I'm not going to spill it everywhere because dexterity is difficult for me. So then one thing I like to do, because orange and lemon are citrus oils, they all are good at degreasing. And if you're washing dishes, you're trying to get rid of grease. So I add about 8 to 10 drops of orange essential oil. So you can see that going in there, okay? And then okay, so I've got the capful of Thieves household cleaner, I've got my dish soap, and I've got about 10 drops of orange oil in there. And then we have a water purification system on our sink. If you don't, I like to use distilled water whenever I make a DIY, just because there's less chance of bacterial contamination or little yuckies in your tap water getting into your product, because if it's going to sit there for a long time, it will, if you get yuckies into your products that you're making, it can make them break down or smell bad more quickly. So if you have a water filtration system, great. If not, just use some distilled water. It's super cheap. You can get it for less than $1 for a gallon. But then I just fill it up, and be careful, leave yourself a little room at the top, because if you don't, this little part recesses down in there and you will spill everywhere. Trust me, I've done it multiple times. But so then I just twist my bottle on and then shake it up and make sure, you can even see that it's not fully incorporated. Maybe you can't see, but you'll be able to tell when it's fully incorporated. Otherwise it kind of looks like swirly lines while that thick dish soap is mixing in with the water. Afterward, it will look a little bit more mixed and incorporated. So that is my foaming dish soap recipe. Now I'm also going to show you one for cleaning on your sinks and in your grout and in your shower. We want a little bit more scrubbing power when we do that. So what I did, okay, this is, it's like in a cooking show where everything's already chopped up. With this one, I already filled an empty bottle of Thieves dish soap with baking soda. So if you want to go do that, it's about half full, maybe a little more than halfway full. The more full it is of baking soda, the thicker your paste will be. But you do have to shake this beforehand. So if you leave absolutely no fluid, you're going to end up with this becoming a brick inside of your tube. So I go about halfway, and I always shake it completely before using it. And you can see it at the bottom if it's still sticking at the bottom. I turn it upside down and just keep shaking it until it's not stuck to the bottom anymore. But so this is a Thieves dish soap bottle that is halfway full of dry baking soda. And what I do then is I add 10 to 15 drops of Thieves essential oil. And I do that because this is one of the best oils you can clean your house with. My second favorite would be Purification. If you don't like how Thieves smells, then you can try Purification. But those are really good for cleaning bathrooms, cleaning cutting boards, cleaning, you know, sinks, and just stuff where you want a really good solid clean. I always go with Thieves. So I've got my drops of Thieves in my baking soda. Now for me, I want it to have that extra scrubbing power. So I'm gonna do 2 capfuls of Thieves household cleaner. You can just do 1. And another little tip, if you've used your dish soap, don't rinse it out, because you're gonna have that little soap residue that's still left in the bottle, and that will help with your cleaning too. So this ended up being about a capful and a half. Really, it doesn't have to be an exact measurement. And then I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did with the soap. You can see right here where my oils and my Thieves household cleaner are sitting on top of that baking soda. Now I'm just gonna add the water. And try not to spill. Ooh, that was close. It bubbles up at the top, so be real careful as you add your water, or you're gonna have a mess on your hands. I guess not if it's in the sink, but you know, you'll have a mess in your sink. Okay, and then you just keep shaking. The first time you're gonna shake quite a bit just because all of that baking soda was on the bottom. And another thing you can do is kind of hit it against a countertop to try to get that baking soda dislodged from the bottom. But anywho, and you can hear it now, it's starting to actually slosh around in there. And that's how it should sound. You don't want it to be like a really thick pudding-like thing. It's going to be pretty liquid, and then you just kind of pour it over the surface that you're wanting to clean. And if you use a textured like sponge or something like that, or you do like a Mr. Clean Magic eraser, something like that, that can help too. But you can see now it's not stuck to the bottom, and it's just kind of sloshing around in there. But that is my recipe for doing a household cleaning scrub with your Thieves household cleaner. And then you can also see that even though I filled it to the top with water, now that baking soda has been displaced, it's not all the way full, okay? So you just wanna leave a little gap just so you can shake it, otherwise it's gonna be kind of a pain in your tuchus. So anywho, those are my 2 recipes, one for the Thieves scrub and then another one for a Thieves foaming dish soap. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon-ish, I hope.